Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: Atheists, what do you believe in? Serious. Attention. Serious, tag notice. Jokes, puns, and off-topic comments are not permitted in any comment, parent or child. Parent comments that aren't from the target group will be removed, along with their child replies. Report comments that violate these rules. Posts that have few relevant answers within the first hour, and posts that are not appropriate for the serious tag will be removed. Consider doing a NOMA request instead. Thanks for your cooperation and enjoy the discussion. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns. I believe in a universe that doesn't care, and people that do. This is really well phrased. Bravo. Wish I could take credit. It's from a quote from a game that resonated with me a lot and I still think about it all the time. There is no plan, no grand design. There is what happens and how we respond to it. Justice only exists to the extent we create it. We can't count on supernatural justice to balance the scales in the afterlife, so we need to do the best we can to make it work out in the here and now. My life and the life of every other human being is something that was extremely unlikely. That makes it rare, precious, and worth preserving. Nothing outside of us assigns meaning to our lives. We have to create meaning for our lives ourselves. Theists argue that there is no point to life if you're not religious. I argue this is our one shot at life, and that makes it more valuable than the idea that there's another life waiting for us. Theists have the luxury of having purpose provided for them in their religion. Atheists have the responsibility to create it for themselves. Realistically, I think nothing happens. We literally experience nothing after death. Same thing that we experience before birth. We don't exist, so it's nothing. I think the tenet that we should follow while living is to try to be happy and healthy while minimizing the damage we do to each other. What I would like to happen after death is whatever you believe in, exists. I think Christians should get to go to heaven if they truly believe in it. Hindus and Buddhists get reincarnated, and everyone else also gets to experience what they believe they will experience. I would still experience nothing. Maybe it's one of those things where at the moment of death their brain makes them experience what feels like an infinitely long moment in time where they experience their afterlife. I just think it would be neat for everybody. I do not fear death. I had been dead for billions and billions of years before I was born, and had not suffered the slightest inconvenience from it. Mark Twain. Edit, actual quote posted below by u/Mamel28 which I then looked up and found this, no terrors for me. Nothing. Serious. I feel this way about death. When I was 5, my grandfather died and my cousin Simple said, "He is dead, that means you are gone forever." Everything ends up dying, even plants and animals. I'm now in my 40s and still have this simplistic view of life and death. People think I'm ambivalent to life and death, but it's just what it is. Lol, life and death are ambivalent to us. My old boss tried converting me. Aren't you scared what's going to happen when you die? What if you go to hell? If I die, I'm living for the now. Also, I was recovering from the flu and he goes, "Come on, we all know evolution is a lie. You're born. You live. You die. That's it. After you die you cease to exist, the same as before you were born." I think a lot of religious people struggle to understand how people can content themselves with this. Too bleak. I'd rather live with an uncomfortable truth than a convenient untruth though. This perspective means that you take responsibility for your life and don't just put everything down to God's will and things like fate. You also don't pin all of your hopes on an afterlife which will never happen. You live while you are alive because that's all you've got. I think a lot of religious people struggle with the fact that we are all just swirling units of chaos. There is no grand plan or great orchestrator. I think that's why people who are prone to religion are also susceptible to things like QAnon and the Cabal and all that. They really want to believe that there is some almighty puppet master who determines all of humanity's fate. Myself. I've always been there for me. I believe in you too, my man. Edit, OMG, my first award. That too for being wholesome. Feels so wholesome, NGL. I'm relatively new to Reddit, not sure what I can do with an award, but thank you kind stranger for the appreciation. That motherfucker is also the source of a lot problems for me. Me, too. Bitch is always there. Just be a kind and empathetic person, not because you're worried about some cosmic justice, but because it's the right thing to do. If there is some being that created us, there's no way they actually care about believing in it or adhering to some rules from over 2,000 years ago. Also, a big thing for me is that I find the idea that you need religion or the Bible in order to have morals and ethics pretty dumb. It's pretty fucking clear that most evangelicals have neither. But my main thing is being a good person, simply because, as George Costanza once said, we're living in a society. If you're only a good person in order to make it to heaven, you probably aren't actually a good and moral person. Live a good life. If there are gods and they are just, then they will not care how devout you have been, but will welcome you based on the virtues you have lived by. If there are gods, but unjust, then you should not want to worship them. If there are no gods, then you will be gone, but will have lived a noble life that will live on in the memories of your loved ones. Marcus Aurelius. This was always my argument at school. So if you're an atheist, but you devote your life to helping people, living a selfless life and caring for the environment, you go hell because you don't believe in Sky Daddy. But if you're a Christian and you're a horrible, greedy, selfish person who hurts people and destroys the environment, you go to heaven because you said, sorry Jesus, I believe in you. God/Jesus sounds like an asshole then, and honestly I'd rather go to hell if that's how it all works. My wife's 3 rules of life. Stay safe. Have fun. Don't be a dick. Be human. Breathe. Don't lose socks. Atheism generally isn't a belief in the usual sense of the word. It's a lack of belief in a deity. You don't need reasons for not believing in something. You need reasons for believing. Not believing is the default position. Right. I feel like people don't get this. Atheism does not have the same epistemological status as belief in a deity. One is a positive assertion of the existence of an unobservable entity or phenomenon. The other has nothing to do with positing the existence or non-existence of anything in particular. I'm an atheist in the same way as a rock is an atheist. Actually, the rock is a devout Christian. Science, how dope nature is. More the reality that the scientific process allows us to understand. Truth is that which accurately reflects reality, and the scientific process is that which best allows us to find truth. We can arrive at truth through other means, but not reliably. Yeah, it always annoys somewhat that people say they believe in science because it makes science sound like a belief system based in faith, rather than the process of uncovering truths that it is. We need to look out for each other because help isn't coming. When I was young, I used to think that after death you would have access to a PC that you could see absolutely anything about your life. Stats, any question you had, no matter how obscure, replays of moments, perspectives of others in relation to you. No matter what you wanted to know, if it was relatable to you, you could see it. I know it's silly, but as time goes on I just want it to be real, and I don't think I'd have any issue allowing myself to fall into that delusion. Edit, why did pretty much all the replies to my comment get removed? Yeah. I want to see a game stats screen when I die. Amount of bubblegum chewed, red lights ran, ECT. I would like a compilation video of all the times I narrowly avoided death without even noticing. Science, research, evidence, that sort of thing. Also, the golden rule. Removed. Removed. Humanity. Despite its very obvious, and apparent, flaws, I believe we have it in us to excel and be better. Removed. Removed. There is nothing in this world preventing me from doing unspeakable things. Laws are just words. They have no meaning and only apply if you get caught. The law, in a sense, does not exist. There is no existential threat preventing me from doing anything. I follow the rule of law, fight for equal rights as much as I am able, and treat people in a manner in which I would like to be treated because I choose to. I choose to be, if not a good person, then a compassionate person because I choose to be. I believe in me. I believe in you too. I don't believe in anything. Because that requires faith in the absence of evidence. I understand scientific research and culture helps to provide structure to how we see the world, but even this is just a system of theories that are constantly being revised and updated and replaced. I believe the sun will rise tomorrow. This belief requires no faith because I understand how the solar system works, and there is an enormous amount of evidence in the form of every single sunrise that has occurred over the last several billion years. I would imagine this is a belief we both hold. You don't believe the sun will rise tomorrow. Rather, you have confidence, great science word, that the sun will rise tomorrow, based on past evidence and an understanding of how the solar system works. I know the sun will rise tomorrow. I don't just believe it. From the movie Dogma. Bethany, so you're saying that having beliefs is a bad thing? Rufus, I just think it's better to have an idea. You can change an idea, changing a belief is trickier. People die for it, people kill for it. The whole of existence is in jeopardy right now because of the Catholic belief system in this plenary indulgence bullshit. Bart Levi and Loki, whether they know it or not, are exploiting that belief, and if they are successful, you, me, all of this ends in a heartbeat. All over a belief. Dogma is my favorite Kevin Smith movie simply because of this scene. Also because Salma Hayek is a fucking babe.